Hey everybody, Jen from the Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be showing you Hit. It's been a while since we dug this guy out, but he's back thanks to getting some anniversary support and various other things throughout the years. So, to start with, we got our leader card. So this is the rebooted version from set 9. So on auto, when this card attacks the leader card, you draw one and it gains 5k for the turn. So it's always hitting for 15 as long as you attack the leader. And then his awakening is a 1-1 when you hit 4, which is good because originally it was just draw 2 because it was a set 1 leader. So then on this side, the auto stays fairly similar. When it attacks, you draw 1, he gains 5k just by attacking anything this time. And then you can choose up to 1 skills battle card from your drop with range cost of 2 or less and play it. So he is more in the skill support side, which is good. And there are plenty of targets in the deck. And then it's got an active main / battle. Once per turn, you choose cards from your hand, place it in the drop. Then you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with double strike, critical, or blocker, and KO it. So it's just a nice way of getting rid of something threatening or that's going to just get in the way. And because it's active battle as well, if they swing, say, the crit at you, you just be like, okay, no negate, wait for you to do your combo, and then just active battle, ditch and pop. So then I don't have to bother with it. So going into the main deck, because there's no Z deck, doesn't really need one, and at the moment the only thing I can think to put in is the Vegeta, because I can't remember what came out in set 19. So I use them for the deck, and our new card is 4 copies of Hit ready to brawl. So specify cost 2, 15k. It's got auto once per turn. When this card is attacked by a card with 10k power or more, switch the target of the attack to your leader. So once per turn you can avoid getting this hit and just send to your leader card and then deal with it that way. He's got a +1 active main, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, place up to 1 skillless battle card with energy cost of 2 from your deck to your drop, then shuffle your deck. So it just lets you filter a skillless into your drop to then use this auto ability. He's got +0 active main, you pay 2 red, if your leader is red hit and your opponent has 3 or more energy, you play up to 1 mono red hit with an energy cost of 4 from your hand. There is only 1 target, it just lets you play this. Instead of paying 4, you pay 2, which is really good. So going into the extra cards now, to start with we've got 2 copies of After Image Technique. So it's just counter attack, bleeds red, give a card 40k minus 1 of your opponents by 10k for a turn. And it's sparking 5 counter, so you can use it by ripping life if you've got 5 more in drop. Our next one is a bit of a weird tech, but it's something I've thrown for the deck. So we've got 3 copies of Monstrous Encounter. So it's counter attack, choose up to 1 skills monster card in your hand, energy cost of 2 or less, play it in rest mode. If you play the card, it becomes the attack target. So because we're able to play 2 cost skillless, I decided to throw these into the deck. Because they're 2 cost skillless cards, and they're just nice beefy things. And this just allows you to redirect another attack, so if you're coming at your leader or your unison, and you don't want to try and get around it, you can just play, okay, well, redirect to a 20k meat shield. And then if that dies, you can just try and play it out again with your leader's auto. Win-win. There's a single copy of the Final Guardian. So negate the attack, if your leader's red, give 1 of your battle cards 5k for a turn. And you can play it from drop by sending it and a red card from your hand out the game. But you can only do that once per turn. So it's just a handy negate to have. We've got 2 copies of Your Mine. So this is a 1 cost counterplay. When the battle card is played, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and you get minus 5k for a turn. I threw this in because of the arbitrary restriction. And so I was just like, okay, that, I guess. You can throw whatever counters you want. I just picked that because it's cheap and it minuses 5k, so it's not a bad option. And finally, we've got 2 copies of Testing the Opposition. So this is a counter to negate and play a Sideman token with block for a turn, and if you're on 5 less you can rep a life instead of paying its cost. So it's just a block and negate, which are staples in the game. Getting to the battle cards now. Already 1 drop for the deck is 3 copies of Intensifying Power Trunks. This is just when you attack you can rip a life and give him 10k in crit for the turn. Just there as a Self-Awakener. That's basically it, just Self-Awakener following that fodder. 2 drops for the deck. So we've got 4 copies of Skillless Hit. So this is our main Skillless card for the deck just because it's an evolution target for our 6 cost and it's just helpful. So we have that. And as I showed you before, we have the Natade Village Monster? Natade? I don't know how you pronounce it. So yeah, we have 8 of those in the deck, bring our skills count to 12, and this just means that we have targets for our monstrous encounter and targets for our leader skill to bring out a skillless card. And yeah, it's just a 20k beat stick. That's literally all it does. And our super combo for the deck is 4 copies of Reddit Sane Youth. This is kind of annoying if you're one of those people that doesn't like the artwork being like this. I don't like it, but I run out of space. So yeah, if your lead's red and you're on 4 less and all your energy's red, you combo this, place a card to the bottom of the deck, draw 2, and it gets a 10k. And yeah, you just run this because it's the only negate super combo you need, so no point running anything else.
I mean, you can use 19 beers.
Yeah, well, I need set 19 beers to run set 19 beers. So our 3 costs, we've got 4 copies of Dimension Leaper Hit. So it's got 15k active main of you can set it to the warp at the beginning of your next turn. If you're Universe 6, play a card from your warp. We are not Universe 6, annoyingly, because set 1 didn't have that, so this doesn't have it. It's again just here as an evolution target and a bit of a beat stick. You could easily take it out of the deck, and I probably should, but oh well. It's here now. I also couldn't think of anything to replace it with at this current time, so I'm not going to try and say anything. We've got 4 copies of Hit Space Time Transcended. So this is our easy way to play out the 6 cost. So you've got 19k active main, you pay 2 red and 1 of energy. You choose up to 1 red hit card in your drop or what with an energy cost of 6. So this guy. Evolve into this card and you can't play another 6 cost for the turn, which is fair because the 6 cost is kind of nasty if you do it twice in a row. But it's just there as the quick way to get into it. And like I said before, we've got a 1-off Yamcha, a Merciless Barrage, so just can't activate any more count plays, but then you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and get -15 for the turn. If you have a red user with 2 or more markers, you play it for free. So, it's restricted to 1, so you only have the 1. 4 cost for the deck is the 4 copies of Foreseeing Hit. So it's 20k Double Striker, and then when you play this card from your hand, your opponent reveals their hand, choose up to 2 battle cards with 35 or less power, and send them to the warp. At the end of your opponent's next turn, they return those cards to their hand. So this is very good. It just comes in, takes 2 cards away, and then hits them for Double Strike. And like I said, we have a nice quick way of playing it out by paying the 2 RNG on our unison instead of paying the hard 4. And the last card of our deck is kind of our boss monster, which is 4 copies of Lightning Fast Hit. This is from set 1, so it's very basic. It's got 25k in Double Strike. It evolves by paying 3 red and 2 energy on top of a hit. So we've got our 3 drops at 5, our 4 drops, our 2 drop, And then when the card evolves into this card, you inflict 2 damage on your opponent. So they just get hit for 2, get added to their hand because it was set 1, so there wasn't any. Send it to the drop, which would have been great. But it's kind of like how you want to finish them off, is get them down to 1 or 2 life, play 6 costs, and then just go bang. So there we go, that is my hit deck profile. Leave any thoughts in the comments below and tell me what you think about the new hit support, and hit the sub button before you leave. Bye!